welcome to Metropolitan. I'm your host, Taylor Tingle.
And I'm Michael Rothman. Around the world, arts education is an important part of learning. Since the beginning of the world, the arts have been passed down from generation to generation, reflecting cultural developments and progress. Today on Metropolitan, we are going to explore this multifaceted topic and learn more about how the arts impact our daily lives.
Art can be defined as any form of personal expression. Art provides us with a medium through which we can express our innermost feelings and develop a sense of creativity all our own.
Art is universal, transcending all boundaries of language, age, and spirituality. Being artistic is a skill that can be cultivated at a very young age and is developed over time through commitment and practice.
Art surrounds us constantly from the moment we are born. The clothes we wear, the way we design our houses, even the layout of our neighborhoods are all based off of artistic principles.
Perhaps the oldest and most recognized forms of art are music and visual arts, like painting, pottery, and drawing. There are also performing arts, such as dancing and theater.
More recently, other forms of art, such as photography, graphic art, and digital art have become popular as well.
Children as young as 3 or 4 may be introduced to art for the first time by painting or even by playing a musical instrument. Throughout their childhood, many people explore the various forms of art to find which one they connect with best.
Many high schools offer specialized art courses in order to initiate and develop a student's passion. Here at Blair, they offer ceramics, photography, and symphonic orchestra, just to name a few.
Of course, being able to offer these classes is a special opportunity given to our school. Today, we are going to see firsthand how art presents itself at Blair.
Coming up next, the head of the Fine Arts Department, Miss Sarah Josie, is here to talk to us about these special offerings. But first, here's a short video about our student's particular interest in art and his development as a student and an artist.
Senior Orion McCarthy of Montgomery Blair High School isn't your typical student. While other students find passion in classes and sports, Orion has taken up a hobby all of his own, making pottery.
I took the class sophomore year for the first time, and I just started working faster than other people, and Mr. Brock put me on kind of a fast track where I started using the wheel ahead of people, and I just started getting the hang of it, and it became pretty fun, and I looked forward to that class every day, and then decided to take it the next year, and just kept building on it. So my favorite part is when it comes out at the very end, and you can like see if it, sometimes it doesn't come out, but when it does work, it's really nice to have something that's professional looking and you made it yourself. You put the clay down and you center it, and then you put your thumbs in the middle, you open it up so it's kind of like a funnel, and then you're going to be taking your hand on the inside and outside and basically compress the clay multiple times slowly, and then it makes it taller and shapely. Mine was getting pretty wet, so that's why I wanted to go wider. The wheel makes the centrifugal forces want it to be wide. So after you make a shape you want, you let it dry so you can actually touch it without making the shape different. And you cut it off the wheel, you flip it over, and you take a loop tool and you trim it, and then it gives the nice foot I showed you. And then you put it in the kiln, and after it comes out the first time, it's kind of a peachy orangey color, and that's when you can glaze it, either by dunking or painting. The first sale I did was back in October, and it was the Street Festival in Tacoma. And that was pretty good. I sold like 30 pieces, made like $600. Yeah, it's nice to be here with other people who have done it, like Mr. Barak and Miss Diekman Minor did it, so I have her class now. My mom helped. She actually took the class with me at the studio. It's one class a week, but you can come in however much you want to work on stuff. And she really helped me, like with setting up the sale too. Very supportive.
Welcome back to Metropolitan. We are discussing the benefits of an art education.
Art is any form of personal expression regarding our thoughts, feelings, and ideas. Art is a profession for some, while simply an enjoyable pastime for others.
Some schools, including Montgomery Blair High, are fortunate enough to be able to offer classes to further a student's passion for the arts.
Organizing these classes for our school is Miss Sarah Josie, the resource teacher for the Fine Arts Department. Welcome to Metropolitan.
Thank you.
What do you do for Blair?
Well, I'm the fine arts resource teacher. I'm also the piano teacher, so I teach a lot of piano classes. And right now I'm running pit orchestra too. So that's what I do.
So what fine arts courses does Blair offer, and why is Blair able to offer those courses?
Do you want all 29 of them? Or just
a few.
We have a lot of music courses. We have, of course, piano, we have guitar, we have music theory, we have AP music theory also. We have 2 jazz bands, the lab band and the honors jazz band. We have symphonic orchestra, string orchestra, concert band, symphonic band, and music technology. So those are the music courses. And then in the art sides, we have 3 levels of ceramics. We have 3 levels of studio art, 3 levels of photo, foundations of art, art and culture, and AP art history, and digital art, and photography. Oh, I said photography, yeah.
So why is Blair able to offer all of these courses?
I think we're really lucky because Blair's a huge school, because I go to a lot of county meetings and other schools can't do this because they don't have the numbers. And so I think part of it is the numbers, and part of it is a lot of people here really like the arts, and they like to have that opportunity to do something that's not a stressful study course with lots of homework.
What is it about art that makes it so important in a student's life?
Oh, I think it's just the chance to express yourself in some way or another, a way that you're good at it, or a way that you're willing to learn using any kind of medium, whether it be learning to compose music or learning to just play music or sing or make a pot, you know, draw something, take photos of it. It's just that opportunity to really express yourself in a way that you can't do in an academic class.
So could you just delve a little bit deeper into why it's so important for schools to not just offer basic classes, but art classes?
Well, I think it's extremely important because it helps students learn to think outside the box. We teach totally differently from what most other classes do, and we most generally, you have a project or you have a culminating activity, but how each student approaches and what path they take to get to that culminating activity allows them, again, they're learning freedom of expression, they're learning how to think outside the box, and I mean, even in the basic class, the basic art classes and music classes, you have things you're learning, but you get that chance to put that creative stamp on it, and that's why that's important, because you know, in math, you can't really be creative. There's a way to get there, and there's one path. In the arts, there are maybe 5 or 6 paths, and all are equally acceptable.
Why do you think it's so important for children to start practicing art at a very young age?
Well, I think it helps them develop, you know, supposedly studies to say it helps them develop the left side of the brain. I think it creates an interest. It starts to create a lifelong hobby, even at a young age. I mean, those kids that take art classes or something when they're 3 and 4 are more likely to continue in either privately or in school, through elementary school, through middle school, high school, and even when they go to college, they take these classes. Even though it's not part of a major that they might have. And so I think it's just it's a skill, it's a mindset, it's a habit that you start at an early age, and you just go from there.
So how can learning about art affect a student's abilities in other areas of their lives?
Very definitely. One of the ways they learn is self-sufficient, you know, being able to do it on your own and problem solve, figure out the answer. And it's just a different way of practicing that skill of thinking on your own.
You've already said that Blair is a lot luckier than a lot of other schools because we can have these courses. But what are some easy ways for students to get an art education outside of school? There's places like the Levine School of Music is one of the places. There are a lot of outside organizations that offer lessons. There are dance studios, and you can take dance there. There are art studios. You can go to the Yellow Barn in Glen Echo. There are all sorts of different kinds of community groups that offer these things. And even Montgomery Rec offers courses
or they used to. With budget cuts, they might not anymore, but they used to offer courses, particularly in the arts and in dance and in drama, where you can go and you can learn this without doing it in school. But we want everybody to keep on doing it in school.
So what do you personally like about art so much?
Well, I'm a musician, so I like that music, the same piece of music can express you, it can make you feel differently different times. And I think that's true with art. You look at a piece of art, and one time it may make you really happy, and you look at it another time and you know, it sort of exudes pain or something like that, and it's just the same kind of, the same medium can just have so really different meanings, and that's what I like, and they're, for different pieces of music, mean different things at different times.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your time, Ms. Josie.
Well, coming up next, we will talk to Christine Davis, the Program Art Associate at the Arts Education Partnership. But first, here is a short video with some of the performances from Magnet Arts Night, where students from around the Blair community performed a variety of different acts, from Japanese yo-yoing to ethnic dancing.
Magnet Arts Night is a spectacular event showcasing the unique talents that Blair's math, science, and computer science magnet students have to offer. The talent show is held annually, giving students the opportunity to show off their non-academic achievements to teachers, friends, and family. The 2011 show included a variety of acts ranging from Chinese yo-yoing to singing, dancing, and many others.
Where you found me, when you put your arms around me. I haven't been there for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time.
Magnet Arts Night, an impressive collection of passions, talents, and a love of the arts.
Today on Metropolitan, we are discussing arts education and the impact of arts on a child's life. Here to speak with us is Miss Christine Davis, the Program Associate at the Arts Education Partnership. Welcome, Miss Davis.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So what is the Arts Education Partnership, and what do you do for them?
Well, the Arts Education Partnership, based in Washington, D.C., is a national coalition of over 100 organizations. Our membership consists of philanthropic organizations, businesses, cultural institutions, arts organizations, and education organizations. And we're all united with the same vision and mission of making sure that every child in America has an opportunity to have a wonderful experience in arts education. What I do for the partnership is I work with our communications and partnerships programs. And with our communications, one of our biggest messages of getting out to not only just our partners but the general public is knowing the research and the facts about arts education. We do a lot of reporting on studies that show the benefits of arts education, how the arts help with cognitive development, academic success, and workforce development. And my job, one of my jobs, is to organize the meetings around which we bring together all of our different partners from around the country to discuss these important topics and what we can do to make it more possible for students to have arts education opportunities in their schools.
Growing up, how were you involved in the arts?
Well, I always was and always will be a dancer. And I started off when I was 3 years old and taking classes, and I think I liked the makeup and the costumes and the stage lights, so I stayed with it until now. I danced in a studio, ballet, tap, and jazz, kept going through high school, danced in a company in college, taught at a studio, and here now taking classes in the city and still dancing.
Wow. So how does your involvement in the arts as a student translate into your passion for the arts and your profession now?
Well, with the arts, and with dance in particular, I know I always wanted to be a part of it, but not a professional dancer. And the opportunity I had to be a dance teacher really made me see that it's really important to get kids the opportunity to learn the arts, whether it's in school or out of school. Just that opportunity in itself has very many benefits if it's helping them learn to be social or having more confidence or just being able to present themselves. I knew that it was something I wanted to make sure I could help people have the opportunity to do. So I went into actually School for Arts Management and found this opportunity with the Arts Education Partnership when I finished school. And it put me in a position to help get the information out there that our partners need to know about building programs and the benefits of arts. That way that when they talk to their constituencies and take it to their communities, they have the opportunity to help people build and develop programs, thus helping those kids get those opportunities.
How has your ability to express yourself through the arts helped you personally, and how could it help others?
Well, again, going back to dance, since I was 3 years old, I was always in front of people, on stages, being myself. And I felt that it's helped me to develop a sense of confidence and the ability to sit in front of people and talk and express myself and just sort of be confident in my own abilities. And I feel that throughout my experiences with school, I always felt confident in approaching new tasks and always just sort of had a sense of myself and able to present myself. And I feel that with any artistic opportunity that gives the children the ability to develop that self-expression, they can take that and let it translate to the various areas of their lives.
Mm-hmm. So what impact can an arts education have on a person's life, and how can art benefit our global community?
Well, through the arts, it's we pretty much have a gateway to any culture in any part of the world. We can go to a museum and learn about ancient cultures. We can learn about social situations going on in the other side of the world. We can learn about how students are learning by sort of doing research projects about arts learning in other schools. We can really see what's going on in the world. And what's really great about having that window is you get the opportunity to react to what's going on based on how the artistic experience is speaking to you. If it's at a museum, you can take your own personal experiences and have your interpretation of the artwork. If it's at a play or a dance experience, you get the opportunity to sort of take in the whole experience and let it just interpret it as you would. And we have that opportunity really to just interact with cultures that we might not have any other format of doing so.
Why has funding for the arts programs in schools and really all over the country become such a crisis in the recent years?
Well, in the past couple of years with the recession and things not going well on that turn, states, federal budgets and local budgets all have had to be re-examined for where resources need to be shifted. Decision makers need to have been prioritizing all their programs and I hope you guys are really editing this, I just drew a blank. The decision makers are really having to take a look at all their priorities and see where the resources need to go. And oftentimes we're finding that not just the arts, but other subjects such as maybe social studies or civics that aren't necessarily going to be the subjects that students are measured in for achievement are starting to either get trimmed or taken away completely because resources are being shifted to areas that are high priority for student achievement and measurement. So we're finding that in situations where arts are being cut back, it's really important for, as Ms. Josie said earlier, the people who really love the arts and really see the benefit of it to voice their opinions of how the arts need to be a part of students' educations, how they need to have those artistic experiences to help them in life, so that when it comes time for funding decisions to be made, there's a base of supporters that can step up and say that arts learning needs to stay a part of the school day.
So how have modern technologies played a role in the changing fields of art education?
Well, modern technology is really helping people to connect and to share their ideas and to develop different ways for audiences, whether in school or in a community, to learn in and through the arts. For example, you have lots of different classrooms around the world who are able to connect over the internet and share different art projects. We have students able to make an exchange with classrooms across the world and share their projects, share their culture, and interpret it. You have lots of museums now that are using a lot of social media techniques to get people involved and engaged, where you can come into a museum and use your smartphone to scan sort of a description about an art project and get sort of an explanation in the background. Also, you have a lot of organizations that are doing sort of webcasts and chats and are putting a lot of information out to audiences ahead of time, so that if they're maybe a little bit nervous about what they're going to encounter when they go to a show or go to a play, they sort of have something that'll give them a context of what they're going to see. That way the audience members are a little bit more comfortable and ready to have the experience.
Mm-hmm. In what ways has teaching art helped you appreciate the benefits even more?
Well, with teaching, I've been able to see, when I was working as a dance teacher, I was able to see my students growing in confidence and just more able to communicate, because they were just working so hard on presenting themselves that just sort of translated into the way they spoke to other adults, or the way they voiced their opinions or shared ideas, where we'd start off with one student who was really shy and didn't want to talk very much, but after sort of growing with classmates and working on sort of the same challenges in class, got a sense of confidence and was able to voice and express herself.
How have you seen learning about the arts impact others' lives?
I've seen lots of students learn, find their different interests by learning through the arts. With the opportunity to express yourself without boundaries or limits, you have the opportunity to discover more talent, self-potential, which could lead to opportunities of meeting new people with being involved in the arts that can really open you up to ideas that you may have never had, and give you sort of a sense of what you might want to do in the future with your life.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much for your time, Ms. Davis. Your insights and thoughts were very interesting.
You're welcome.
Stay tuned, because coming up next, we will see a live performance from Montgomery Blair High School student Emma Rothman when we get back.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently things got so tight we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is, until I saw them there too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on! You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Metropolitan, we have been discussing arts education and its impact around the world. Arts are very important in a person's life, and receiving an arts education is integral to a person's development.
Arts have been around for generations, helping people express their emotions and thoughts since the beginning of time. Through art, we can learn about the past, observe the present, and look forward to the future.
Arts is eternal, universal, and continually developing. Learning about art has always been an important element to our education, and it will continue to be long into the future.
To wrap up the show, we will have a special performance from Montgomery Blair High School music student Emma Rothman, who plays the ukulele.
Enjoy the performances, and we look forward to seeing you next time on another episode of Metropolitan.
the way you